Breaks records, Lee Byung-hun and Son Ye-jin reign supreme. Imagine a world where the ink of desperation spills across the page of everyday life, turning a simple job hunt into a symphony of shadows and satire. Could one man's unraveling be the sharpest mirror yet to our own fractured ambitions? The South Korean film industry, a powerhouse that once dazzled the globe with tales of vengeance and velvet intrigue, now navigates treacherous waters, its theaters echoing with the ghosts of pre-pandemic crowds. Yet, like a phoenix scripted from the ashes of uncertainty, no other choice, the audacious brainchild of auteur Park Chan-wook has stormed onto the scene, starring the incomparable Lee Byung-hun and marking the triumphant return of Son Ye-jin after 7 years away from the silver screen. Premiering on September 24, 2025 across 2,114 screens. The film didn't just debut, it detonated, pulling in a staggering 331,518 viewers on opening day, as reported by the Korean Film Council, eclipsing all prior records for Park's oeuvre. This isn't mere box office bravado, it's a visceral pulse check on a nation, a reminder that when stories cut deep enough, they can summon souls back to the dark embrace of the cinema. The triumph feels electric, almost defiant, as if the screen itself is whispering, "We're still here, and we're funnier and fiercer for the fight." This explosive launch catapults No Other Choice to the pinnacle of the Korean box office, claiming the throne with over 330,000 attendees on premiere day alone, a figure that dwarfs even the most lauded entries in Park's canon. His 2016 gem The Handmaiden, which enchanted with its 290,024 opening day draw, and the vengeful sympathy for Lady Vengeance at 279,413, now bow in admiration, while the more recent decision to leave, 189 viewers, seems a distant echo. In a market bruised by the slow bleed of audiences, first half 2025 admissions cratered to 40.7 million from 62.9 million the prior year. Per industry trackers, No Other Choice stands as a rogue wave, crashing over benchmarks set by juggernauts like last year's Exuma, 330,118 openers, ballooning to 10 million total, and 2023's 12.12, The Day, 203,813 starters, crowning it the year's viewer king. By September 25th, it had amassed 2,145,113 from 464,306 tickets, a haul that whispers of potential 10 million milestones if word of mouth holds. There's a thrill in this ascent, a schadenfreude-laced joy in watching a film not just survive but savage the slump, proving that satire served with a side of slaughterous wit is the antidote audiences crave. It's as if Park has bottled the absurdity of our economic exile and uncorked it just in time to make us laugh through the lean years. Nestled at the film's fractured core is Man-soo, embodied by Lee Byung-hun, in a tour de force that peels back layers of quiet competence to reveal a man marinating in quiet carnage. For 25 years, this paper industry veteran, proud pulp man of the year, has toiled in the mills of mediocrity, convinced his suburban idol with wife Miri, 2 kids, and a pair of golden retrievers is the pinnacle of provision. Then, like a guillotine forged from corporate memos, dismissal descends. American overlords automate his world away, leaving him chanting affirmations in a circle of the similarly severed tapping temples in feudal rebellion. What follows is Man-soo's odyssey into oblivion, not the heroic kind, but a hilariously heinous one, where job fairs become killing fields and resumes are redacted in blood. Adapted from Donald E. Westlake's 1997 novel The Axe, previously skewered in Costa Gavras's 2005 French take, Park transplants the tale to Korea's cutthroat job market, infusing it with local barbs. The ritual humiliation of temp gigs, where a plea for interview time strips you to your skivvies, or the eerie automation that renders human hands obsolete. Lee's portrayal is a revelation, hapless yet hypnotic, his mustache twitching like a Morse code of madness, blending Squid Game's icy command with a vulnerability that tugs at the throat. It's mesmerizing, this descent. You root for the ruin, chuckling at the chaos while a chill settles in your spine, pondering how thin the line between provider and predator truly is. The alchemy of the ensemble turns this personal peril into a panoramic punch, with Son Ye-jin as Miri emerging as the film's unflinching fulcrum. Her return after a self-imposed sabbatical, nurturing family post-crash landing on Umania and motherhood, feels like fate's flourish. her poise a counterpoint to man's unraveling frenzy. Miri isn't the sideline spouse. She's the steady storm, doling out tough love with a pragmatism that borders on poetry, her optimism a lifeline in the listing ship of their home. In interviews, Son has marveled at the role's resonance, confessing it mirrored her own reflections on time's sly sprint. 7 years vanished like a dream, but stepping back reminded me why this craft is joy wrapped in memory. She praises Park's humor as subtle sorcery, the kind that ferments in your mind, bubbling funnier on rewatch. She's seen it 4 times, each pass unearthed fresh farce. Timing, she insists, is the secret sauce, and the cast nailed it. Lee Sung-min's every quip a gut-punch guffaw, his character's boozy despair a mirror to man's teetotal torment. There's a warmth in her words, a gratitude that radiates. For an actress whose headline global heart flutters, this feels like reclaiming the real. Her chemistry with Lee crackling like unspoken elegies for the everyman empire. Rounding out this rogues gallery are performers who don't just support, they sabotage the status quo with gleeful gusto. Park Hee-soon lends brooding ballast as a fellow fallen, his gravitas grounding the film's fever dream detours into corporate conspiracy. Yum Hee-ran, or Yom Hee-ran, as some credits spell it, steals scenes as Era, the flamboyantly theatrical wife of a laid-off lush, her theatrical tirades a riot of resilience. In a post-premiere chat, she fondly recalled clashing closets with Son at festivals, quipping, "From kicking beggars in Open City back in '07 to sharing spotlights. Who knew we'd end up sisters in sequins?" Cha Sung-won, ever the shapeshifter, infuses gentle Gosit-jo with a shoe salesman's soul and a papermaker's passion, his meekness masking a quiet fury that erupts in unexpected eloquence. Then there's Yoo Yeon-seok as the dentist Oh Jin-ho, a sliver of suburban normalcy amid the melee, and cameos from Oh Dal-soo and Kim Hae-suk adding veteran vinegar. Together they form a fractal family, each fracture reflecting the film's thesis. In capitalism's Colosseum, we're all gladiators, armed with awkward smiles and axes unseen. It's a delight to witness this web of woes, where every line lands like a loaded laugh, leaving you equal parts empathetic and exhausted. Park Chan-wook's baton-wielding wizardry orchestrates it all with the precision of a poisoner's palate. His adaptation of Westlake's Axe, a 20-year labor of love, conceived in 2005, stalled by funding famines, finally forged with co-writers Lee Kyung-mi, Jae Lee, and Canadian scribe Don McKellar. I identified with Mansu's devotion, Park confessed at Venice, where an 8.5-minute ovation, some say 9, saluted its August 29th bow. "Filmmaking is my factory. Without the right resources, you're obsolete." His mise-en-scène is a marvel. Dissolves that drip like melting wax. Superimpositions splicing psyche and slaughter. Camera prowls that prowl the precincts of panic. Bright palettes belie the black heart. Skyscrapers glare like judgmental gods. Paper mills churn like existential engines, while score swells from subtle strings to symphonic stabs, underscoring the absurdity of axing your rivals. Critics swoon. Rotten Tomatoes, 100%, 46 reviews, hails it a wickedly clever takedown. Metacritic's 8600 universal acclaim. Variety dubs it delectably dark. Time Out crowns it masterful, perhaps his pinnacle. BBC likens its serial kill spree to Kind Hearts and Coronets. The Guardian, a sensational state-of-the-nation satire. At Toronto, it snagged the inaugural International People's Choice. Busan bowed it as opener, honoring Lee and Son with retrospectives. There's an intoxicating ingenuity here. Park's prose pulsing with prose-like poetry, dark humor as scalpel, slicing the salaryman's shame to expose the societal sepsis beneath. It's exhilarating, this elegance in entropy. You emerge enlightened, if a tad queasy, marveling at how he makes monstrosity mesmerizing. Yet this surge slices sharper against the Korean cinema's somber scorecard. A vicious cycle, as Park laments in Busan Chats, where empty seats starve scripts and scant scripts scare crowds. It's not cinema's crisis, it's theater's, he clarifies, eyeing the post-COVID exodus. Streaming sirens lure viewers home, leaving 2025's half-year tally teetering toward a sub-100 million nadir unseen since 2004, pandemic aside. Park shoulders the onus. We filmmakers must forge fresher fires. Audiences won't flock to flickers. No other choice is his Molotov manifesto, a middle-class dirge on automation's axe. Mansu's mill axed by Yankee algorithms, echoing Korea's tech-tormented trades. In a variety sit-down, he unpacked the pressure. I dream this draws them back, severed from distractions, immersed in the impossible. His candor cuts. Once WGA expelled for script-sharing sins, now reinstated, he champions cross-cultural candor, crediting Busan's bridges to Asian kin. Son echoes the elegy, her 7-year sojourn a sabbatical from spotlight stress. Theater joys are memories made communal, but fewer feet mean fiercer funding fights. It's heartbreaking for us all. Their tandem testimony tugs. In an industry idolizing idols, their humility humanizes the hustle, a heartfelt hymn to the halls we haunt. It's poignant, this plea amid the pandemonium, cinema as communion, clawing back the collective gasp. Son Ye-jin's renaissance ripples wider, her Mi-ri a mosaic of maternal metal that mirrors her own metamorphosis. Post-2018's The Negotiation, ironically co-starring hubby Hyunbin, she traded trailers for tantrums, welcoming Son in 2022, savoring the swift 7 years that flew like forgotten footage. No Other Choice is her real reclamation, a role she prepped by probing parallels. What if I face the fray? Miri's my mirror, rational, rooted, radiating resolve. At Busan, honored alongside Lee in the Actors House retrospective, she shared laughs over legacy. From April Snow's ardor to Crash's crash-landing crush, her arcs ever upward. Park's humor? It's hindsight hilarity. The more you mull, the more it tickles, she told interviewers, spotlighting Sungmin's line laugh legacy and Byung-hun's born banter. Rewatches, she reveals, rebirthed the mirth. Usually repeats rob the roar, but here, new nuggets nestle in. Her poise in the film's frenzy, comforting amid carnage, unyielding yet unseen, earns encores. It's a performance that pulses with private power, a quiet queen in chaos's court. Watching her weave warmth through the wreckage stirs a soft ache, a nod to the unsung anchors in our own anchorless age. Son's return, not just revival, but revelation. The ripple extends realms. No Other Choice as Korea's Oscar envoy for 2026's Best International Feature, a slot snagged post-Venice acclaim, outpacing rivals like Wolves Always Come at Night, Neon's North American NAB, Christmas Day Limited January wide, Mubi's multi-territory monopoly, UK, Latin America, Oz, and pre-sales to 200-plus countries, topping Decision's 192 Signal Global Gobble. Philippines bows October 29th via Creazion Studios, touting its resonant riffs on Filipino fortitude. Fest fates follow. Sitges Official Fantastic, October 2025. Chicago's special presentations same month. Vancouver's galas, BFI London's October 15th spotlight. Critics Chorus, IMDb's 8.1. Letterboxd logs laudits Vanta Black bite. Slant skewers capitalism's ferocious farce. X buzzes with BTS cameos. RM and V at the September 22nd VIP premiere, sparking K-pop crossovers, while Reddit threads rave rewatches reveal Easter eggs demanding encores. One user quips, Elon axed my gig. Park's plot gave grim grins. Beyond Fest's Night 1 with American Cinematheque hailed it a hilarious feel-bad fest. This diaspora dazzles. Park's precision, dedicated to Costa Gavras, whose the axe-inspired transcends borders, a universal unflinching at the unemployment abyss. It's invigorating, this international ignition, proof that when wit wields the axe, it cleaves cultures clean. As No Other Choice carves its canton in cinema's canon, its aftershocks astound. A film that doesn't just entertain but eviscerates, exposing the economic exile we all edge toward. Park's 12th feature, co-produced by Moho Film and KG Productions, exec by CJ's Mikey Lee, filmed August 2024 to January 2025, a 5-month sprint to screen stardom. Its teaser July dropped dripped dread. Mansu's mustache masks malice, a grim gambit gamely gussied in glee. Reviews ripple, bleakly brilliant per Deadline, quintessentially Korean, nervous neath North's shadow, skeptical of Yankee yoke, Awards Watch opines. TIFF's People's Choice win underscores its populist punch, a master of the form defending his throne, as Next Best Picture notes. Yet domestic dings dot the discourse. Naver's 660 from 495 fans trails decision's 8.98. Gripes of Park's private cosmos, grating some. Still, its satire sings, mournful of mechanized manhood, mordant on middle-class myths. For Park, a lifetime project birthed in 2005 Busan banter with Gavras, its vindication. From Old Boy's hammer to this axe's edge, I chase the chaos we call choice. Sun too savors the symmetry. Miri's my muse for motherhood's might. Lee, dreaming of Park's commercial carnage, delivers one of the year's great leads, per Criterion's Daily. In this vortex of acclaim and ache, no other choice rekindles the rite of cinema. That sacred severance from smartphones, where shadows swallow us whole. Park pines for its purity, unpausable, untempted. A balm for the brows weary. As Korean reels reel from revenue routes, this rogue rally roars revival. 354,686 admissions by September 24's close. Per Kobiz, a 3,091 dollar salve. X threads team with tributes. Turkish fans ticket trading for Ankara's film Ekim. Mongolian reviewers musing its millennial malaise. Indonesian idolizers idolizing its irony. A smoker's movie, one quips, puffing on provocation, exhaling enlightenment. Its humanism haunts. Not just homicide's hilarity, but the hollow horror of obsolescence, the fragile filigree of family under fiscal fire. Park's parting shot at Busan? Filmmakers, fuel the fight. Fresher flames fan forgotten fans. Sun seals it. Theaters are tether. Let's tug 'em back. For audiences adrift in algorithm alleys, it's an invitation, incendiary and intimate. Laugh at the lunacy, lament the loss, but linger in the light. No other choice isn't escape. It's excavation, unearthing the axes we all wield in silence. In a splintered sphere, it stitches us, savage and sweet. A cinematic coup that could crown 2025's boldest bid, beckoning borders to behold its bite.